Hello everyone, welcome to new session on machine learning. Today we are going to see about reinforcement learning. This is the last type in machine learning types, okay? So what is meant by reinforcement learning? A reinforcement learning algorithm learns by interacting with its environment by trial and error using feedback from its own action and experiences. The maybe the definition may be very similar to supervised learning, but there is a huge difference between supervised learning and reinforcement learning. Let us learn the differences, okay? So this algorithm learns without any human interventions. How it does it? By maximizing its reward and minimizing its penalty through dynamic program. As I said here, it is a by trial and error method. So each and every trial it gets the feedback. So positive feedbacks are accumulated for performing high, and negative feedbacks are left and negative feedbacks are taken to correct the actions, okay, through dynamic programming. So this is how it performs. So this reinforcement learning is inspired by behavioristic psychology. So what is meant by behavioristic psychology? It is very similar to how child learns to perform a new task, okay. This reinforcement learning is very contrast with the other machine learning approaches in that algorithm is not explicitly told how to perform a task, but it works the problem on its own. See, here it is by trial and error method. In the rest, supervised, unsupervised, or in semi-supervised, they doesn't work by trial and error method. They just see the data and find the similarities, and it does the work. But here in reinforcement learning, they does trial and error method that makes very differentiated between the other learning methods. Okay. So next, comparison between other algorithms and reinforcement learning. Though both supervised and reinforcement learning using mapping between input and output, unlike supervised learning where feedback provided to the algorithm is correct set of action for performing a task. Okay, in supervised learning, the feedback is only the correct set of action for performing a task. But in reinforcement learning, the rewards and punishments, rewards means positive and punishment means negative feedback or as a signal. Reinforcement learning uses rewards and punishment as signal for positive and negative behavior. Okay. When we compare the unsupervised and reinforcement learning, uh, it is a different in terms of goals. While the goal in unsupervised learning is to find similarities and difference between data points. So if you check out the video, you'll know how the data points will get clustered by seeing the similarities and differences. Okay. In the reinforcement learning, the goal is to find suitable action model that would maximize the total cumulative reward of the algorithm. So at the end of the algorithm, the reinforcement learning does the goal by either by either having the signal of positive or negative behaviors or using the similar, I mean using the data, okay, cumulative reward of the algorithm. So next, these are the algorithms which we will learn in the future sessions. Okay. So Q learning, state action, reward state action, deep Q networks, deep deterministic policy gradient. So these are the algorithms, out of which these two algorithms are very complex algorithms, and these are used in robotics. Okay, robotics, and these are the applications. Self-driving car. So what is self-driving car? Without any human intervention, if a car drives, then it is a self-driving car. So what is reward in self-driving car? If it reaches the destination properly without any accident, then it earns the reward. If the penalty, then it receives penalty if it goes off the road. So both the rewards and the penalties are checked while driving, so to improvise their action. So this is how self-driving car works. So what is how the robotics works in robotics, and so industrial automation. Reinforcement learning is used to enable the robot to create an efficient adaptive control system for itself, which learns from its own experience and behavior. So if you check out any videos in the YouTube, so how the robot learns by its own to catch up the door or to do any action. So it learns through the training process by its own, either to hold the door window or either to hold the door window to open it. So, okay, so these are all done using reinforcement learning through either maybe these algorithms. Mainly deep Q networks or deep deterministic policy gradient algorithms are used for these methods. So that's all for today's session. We'll meet you in next session. Take care. Bye bye.